Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can take some time to learn to understand the benefits of reading body language and non-verbal communication efficiently. How to identify how people deceive you, if people are attracted to you or repulsed by you, and how to generally communicate a lot more efficient. Whether that be understanding the signals you send out on an unconscious basis, or how you can read the minds of those in front of you without them even saying a word. If you enjoy what we have to talk about, please click subscribe and we'll get on with it. Today's lesson is going to be regarding the tilting of the head. The head tilt, also known as head canting. It indicates curiosity. It's an open, submissive gesture. And today what we're going to apply it to primarily is courtship and dating. The head tilt is much more common with women and children than it is with men. What we're going to do is we're going to get stuck in and apply this gesture to a situation. Let's say you're on a first date with a woman in a coffee shop. And as you're talking to her, so long in, let's say an hour into the date, where you're both a little more comfortable than you were initially, you notice she tilts her head whilst talking. Or at least whilst you're talking to her, she tilts her head, okay? And gazes at you. So as I said earlier, it signifies curiosity, okay? Interest. She's curious about what you have to say. She's involved. She's present. That's a great benefit, okay? It's a sign of security. We've referenced and learnt about in earlier videos how most of nonverbal communication stems from primitive hardwiring and our primitive ancestors and ancestry. A lot of it comes from survival mechanisms to ensure that we survive and pass our genes on. Okay? Because we are animals. So her exposing her delicate neck towards you implies that you aren't of any threat. Now that's not to say you're a weak individual, because it's a submissive gesture, placing you in the dominant position. But you're not threatening in a way that she has to cover herself and be uncertain of you. She's secure enough to give herself to you. She's exposing her neck. So we've referenced the survival mechanism, which is rooted within our primitive brain. If we look at a shorter time scale, we can take it to childhood. As the head tilt provokes a childlike image. As children, we tilt the head to get what we want from the parent or from others, as it elicits that submissive message. It elicits a protective response, especially in accompaniment with the child's wide eyes. So the head tilt evokes a paternal trigger with the man, looking towards the delicate, submissive female whom is exposing and accenting this delicate space. A dog will tilt their head when curious too. It's a universal sign of interest. And for her to be interested, of course, it is of benefit, so it's an incredibly positive, intrigued behaviour. For the most part, this won't be conscious. the individual will be doing so without consideration of the action that's being taken. Perhaps she will move the hair away from the neck, over the back of the shoulder, to really highlight the area. If so, that's 2 positive indicators of interest in one. One of the most efficient ways to win others over. When you're public speaking, for people to look at you is a benefit. For people to look at you with their head tilted is even better, as it shows a genuine interest and curiosity with what you're trying to say. I hope this was of benefit. If you enjoy what you hear, if you learn something, click subscribe. Goodbye.